Hey, we're back.
It's been a while. Hello, everyone.
We're standing in front of our new, well, not new, it's a used 2015 Ford F-150. And as you can probably assume right now, the FJ is gone. And we are kind of sad about that.
It was very sad.
We had a lot of good times in the FJ, but after talking a while with Lori and I, we decided that we wanted to get something that was a little more convenient, a little more comfort, I guess you want to say. So we decided to go with more of a truck bed style camper.
We picked the XP camper after looking at a lot of other expedition campers on the market.
Yeah, and there's not a lot out there, but we did look at most of the truck bed campers. We looked at Lance, we looked at four-wheel camper, we looked at, you know, all the different slide-in truck bed campers that you can get. And we were really intrigued by Mark's design that he has for XP. He has two versions of version 1, which is a big one that you kind of put on an F250 or F350, and then they have a smaller one, which is a version 2, which you can put on a 150, like a half-ton style truck. They say you can put them on Tacomas and things like that, but it pushes the Tacoma right to the edge of its payload. There are a couple reasons why we changed from a rooftop tent to a truck bed camper. I think the number one reason for both of us was the ability to have a bathroom inside the camper so you don't have to get in and out the camper. I think that was probably number one.
And shower, number 2.
And showering inside is kind of a close second. But I think, you know, those are probably the top two. Now there's a lot of other convenience items that you get with a camper that you don't get with a rooftop tent and vice versa. But we tried to pick a truck bed camper that kind of checked most of the boxes that we wanted to have. Something that would keep us going on all the kind of small trails and forest service roads and things like that, that we could get with a rooftop tent that a lot of truck campers you can't do with because they're either too big or too heavy, you know, whatever like that. So,
or they're not built structurally sound enough to be able to tolerate going on four-wheel trails.
Right, all those rough roads and everything. So we picked XP.
One thing we were excited about when we found this for sale, it has a very large gas tank. It's an extended tank and it has, I believe, 37 gallons of gas. So we can drive this for how many miles, Todd?
Depends on the, you know, what you're hauling, but it'll tell you it gets like almost 700-mile range. I know that's going to vary depending on the mountains and stuff that you're in, but it's way more compared to the FJ, which only got maybe 300 miles on.
Exactly. We were pretty excited about that. Let's check out the inside because it is kind of a mess. As you can see, my husband has made himself a little bunk bed to sleep in so that he doesn't have to pay for hotel when he drives this to California to get the camper installed. Also underneath, we have plenty of room to store all of our camping gear. So when we eventually pick up the camper, we'll have all of our familiar camping gear ready to go so we can take a trip, hopefully January or February next year.
It doesn't look very promising right now because, as you can see, it's got a few custom wood refinements on the bed. I removed the bed because I didn't want to take the bed off and leave it in California. The place that does this is in California, because I wanted to keep the bed in case I took the camper off and put it on a different truck later on, you know, down the road. Who knows what will happen? And it's kind of hard to sell a pickup truck without a bed on it. So as you can see, all I did was put some wood here, and this is actually our canopy from the FJ Cruiser. I don't know if you guys remember back in the past when that one canopy we had blew off the roof and bent in half, and we got a replacement canopy that was brand new. Well, Mark, the guy that builds these campers, wants the canopy, so I put it in a crate and I'm going to haul it to California, you know, with me when I go out there. I'm getting ready to leave just in a couple days to drive all the way to California from Ohio, so it's going to be quite a haul. Some of the modifications I did to the truck just for a camper is I threw a set of airbags on the back. They're just a simple set to kind of bias the weight of the extra camper that's going to be back there. Now, this truck bed camper is removable, so it goes on and off, so I didn't want to put a really heavy duty set of bags on the back. So these go up and down. You can run them as low as 5 pounds or all the way up to 100. And of course, we got to stay legal when we're driving to California, so I had to put a set of mud flaps on the back.
Yes, aren't they beautiful? And don't you like how he mounted his tail lights? We figured instead of buying other ones, we might as well just use what we already have.
And for the people that ask me about, you know, Todd, why did you pick the Ford F-150? Well, you know, I looked at the Ford, I looked at the Chevy, I looked at the Dodge, I looked at the Toyota. And the problem with all of those 150 style trucks, you know, the half-ton trucks, is that they all have the same payload except the Ford F-150. Because the Ford is aluminum, it's got a higher payload capacity, and I was able to get the 5-liter in this truck, so it's really got plenty of power.